So this is a topic that I'm really excited to cover. It is about finding your core belief. I believe that if you can find your core belief, the level of increase in your market message resonance is going to be crazy. Okay. And let me just start by going over why you should find one in the first place. So, the hardest thing to do as an entrepreneur is to communicate the value you deliver with your product and service. Many founders know this, but they keep selling features of their products and services. The consequences of doing so is that you end up commoditized and compared to everyone in your industry. So, as an example, if you sell paid ads on Facebook, and on the phone, let's say you start explaining how you work on the copy, you show them the funnel, you show them the email sequence, etc. No matter how you put this, it is impossible for you to charge something like $10,000 a month. Since as soon as you mention all these features, the prospect's mind is going to be starting to compare you to the kid on Fiverr or the media buyer from the Philippines charging $1,000 for the same mechanism. Okay. In many marketing and advertising books, they'll tell you to focus on benefits of your product and services. Um, but after many observations, I realized that this also gets too competitive. Anyone with the same features can simply make the same claims when it comes to the benefits of their services, regardless of the fact that they may not even be able to generate results. So what I mean by this is that when you start talking about features, people start comparing you with someone else who can deliver the same features for a lot cheaper. When you start talking about the benefits, well, there is no competitive advantages of you talking in benefit terms because anyone who can offer these features can also start talking on the same level of benefits, right? So that means that again, you end up in the same place where you're being compared to everyone else, right? Here is where the need of a core belief comes in. Instead of selling our features or benefits or our service whatsoever, we will focus on finding or creating a new belief in our prospect's mind. Definition of a core belief. The belief that a prospect needs to have in order to find it irresponsible not to buy what you have to offer, right? So examples of core beliefs in Christianity, the Bible. If you believe that everything that is in the Bible is true, you automatically become a believer. At Apple, they have a they have this thing where they push into the marketplace, which is great quality, great looking products. Great quality, great looking products. If you want great quality and you want great looking products, there is no other company that you would go to today to go buy your electronics, right? Literally, like you can look at Samsung. I'm sure Samsung is also a great company, but when I think of great quality and great looking products, I've never thought of Samsung, right? If we look at Porsche, there are a million better looking cars, but when you talk about engineering excellence, you go to Porsche. Literally, like I've seen, I'm starting to get into cars now, and I can't tell you how many people love Porsches. I've never driven a Porsche yet. Actually went yesterday to kind of like look at a GT3, but I've never driven it. But because of of the amount of praise that these cars get from Porsche, especially the GT cars, it's insane. Like people will have $1 million Bugatti, but like when they drive a GT3, which costs let's say a quarter of a million, they'll be like, "This car is amazing," right? Now it's because Porsche does not just sell a good-looking car. They're like their belief is, "Hey, we want engineering excellence. We don't necessarily care about being the most beautiful car. We just want to be. We want to like show what excellence look like in engineering, right?" Now, how did I find client acquisition.io's core belief? Well, things that I had tried communicating before finding this new core belief. So when I was selling our program and our services before, I was just pushing, hey, let's build infrastructures. Let's remove you from your client acquisition. They worked, but I didn't feel like I had reached my optimal messaging, like the best resonance. I feel like had not reached it yet until I learned about how Hormozi and another guy called Adam Robinson defined intelligence, right? So they define intelligence as the rate of learning, so taking in new quality inputs, and the rate of change. How fast is your behavior changing, right? That's what defines someone's intelligence, right? So how much are you learning? How fast are you changing? You mix this, it gives someone's their level of intelligence, right? Now, once I took this in, I changed it and turned it into the growth formula, right? And look at where the core belief gets exciting, because you'll see how I came up with a new sales angle for our program and our services, and you'll see that it has nothing to do with our, like, I'm not selling benefits, I'm not selling features. I'm literally selling a belief. Okay? Now check this out. When I learned that this was the definition of intelligence, I also realized that it could actually also be the definition to the formula to growth, to generating any level of growth. So I was like, hey, the rate of learning plus the rate of change is how you grow a company. If someone is learning, you know, 10K a month, 10K a month insights, and they're behaving like someone who makes 10K per month, they're going to start running and earning 10K a month. If they start learning how to run a 100K a month business and they change their behavior to 100K a month activities, they're going to start making what? 100K a month, right? So the new quality inputs, are they 10K a month, 100K a month type of inputs? And the behavior is, what are your activities? Are you behaving like someone who was running a 10K a month business, a 100K a month business, or $1 million business? This and this dictate the level of growth that you get to, right? Now, leveraging this new formula, I found the belief that my prospect need to have in order to find it irresponsible not to buy our services. If a prospect believes that they need new inputs, meaning quality information, and that they need new behaviors, in other words, start new activities to create their desired dream life, then it's unreasonable for them not to buy our products. Why? Check this out. ClientAcquisition.io provides you with up-to-date insights on what's working in the world of scaling businesses online. But most importantly, we build the infrastructure, the team, the systems, the softwares meant to systematically create the new behavior activities required to see growth. Okay? How easy is it to communicate our value proposition to someone who believes in the growth formula? Pretty easy, right? For your offer, you need to find your core belief. It's one of the most leveraged things that you can do in your business. Founders who don't take time to figure out how to communicate clearly in their value, they'll remain broke. Okay? But I want to really go back to this. If you see, it's like almost like I stopped competing on the level of communication. Like, hey, we can get you more meetings. We can get you this. We can get you that. Instead, I started talking to a level where it's almost like I'm not even talking about what we do whatsoever. It's like I could literally convince. So what you really need to focus on is convince someone in this belief. And the beautiful thing of you watching this is a lot of you guys who are going to be watching this training are people who are running growth, who are offering growth in other companies. You can use the same core belief to sell people into your service, right? Once people understand that, hey, they need 100K a month, $1 million a month insights, and that they need 100K, $1 million a month activities, then your service becomes the thing that replaces or that solves for each variable, and then growth happens automatically. So for me, with our service, with our new positioning, it's like, hey, if you believe that this is the growth formula, you need our services, right? Because why wouldn't you get the insight and get the thing that creates the activities, the new behavior, right? And that's how you should learn to sell your services. Figure out the thing that if they believe it, then it's inevitable for them not to want your service, because your service solves for the thing, the belief that they have. Okay? So you really got to create a belief first and then sell after. Belief first, sell after. Okay? Now, questions to ask yourself to find your core belief. What do I believe in that makes me think that my offer or service is valuable, right? What I want you to do is make a list of all the things you believe in. And, as an example, it could be, hey, I think, it's not possible to grow if you're not doing enough volume of outreach, or it's not, it's impossible to get as much profit from paid ads if you don't have someone converting that attention into conversations. Or maybe you believe in the thesis of like, hey, we need to own attention before we convert it. Like all these things that you believe in, right? And then I want you to create a formula or a thesis around a few of these variables or beliefs, and then leverage it to change your market's belief in your content, right? Understand that once your market believes in the same thesis or formula, that it becomes inevitable for them not to buy your product or service. So it's almost like you if you really want to transcend the the main obstacles that people get when like there's so much noise in the marketplace and they can't sell, you need to start with belief, then product. Like I would say that it's, so I think it would look something like this. Like um variables, belief, create belief. No, create formula. And then you create a belief. And then you sell. Right? So come up with the variables. Like what are the things that make up your service and that are valuable? Then create a formula that portrays that, hey, if these variables are added together, they automatically create the success that the client wants. And then you want to push this formula so hard that it becomes something that people believe in. So it almost like becomes like the 10 commandments in the Bible. If someone believes in those 10 rules, they're going to follow the rules. And they're going to live their life the way that these rules tell them to live their life, right? That's the same thing. We almost like want to create the thinking that the prospect need to have. We don't want to sell them. Selling is push, is force. When you create the thoughts that the prospect need to have, you become leveraged and you start using power to sell. So you can use brute force, or you can be more methodical with selling by creating the belief that the prospect need to have. So spend a lot of time figuring out like, hey, what are the things that I believe in? And what are the mechanisms? What are the variables that make up my belief? Okay? And then you want to create a formula. And then every time you're pushing before you try to sell, always be like, hey guys, this is everything you need to create the success that you want. This is that formula. Oh, by the way, our service solves for each variable in this formula. Then you start closing deals like crazy. Okay? Let me know if this was helpful. But yeah, make sure you have your core belief. Okay? Bye bye.